Berlin, April 1945. The thousand-year dream has dissolved into a concrete nightmare. Above ground, the city is a corpse. What was once the vibrant heart of a nation is now just rubble and ruin, choked by a constant haze of gray smoke. The skeletal remains of grand buildings claw at a sky heavy with ash. On the scarred streets below, the relentless tide of the Red Army pushes forward, tank treads chewing up the last vestiges of the capital. The sounds of artillery and machine gun fire are the city's final, stuttering heartbeat. It is a symphony of destruction, a funeral dirge for an empire. But beneath the chaos, deep under the Reich Chancellery Garden, another world exists, a tomb for the living. This is the bunker. Descending into its depths is like entering another realm, a claustrophobic maze of damp concrete and steel. The air is stale, thick with the smell of sweat, fear, and disinfectant. Narrow corridors stretch out under the cold, weak glow of flickering electric bulbs, which dim and buzz with every distant explosion that shakes the very foundations of the earth. The constant tremor is a reminder that the world outside is closing in, that there is no escape. Here, in this subterranean labyrinth, the last act of the Third Reich plays out. In the heart of the bunker is the conference room, the nerve center of a dying regime. The atmosphere is electric with desperation. Officers, their uniforms creased and their faces pale with exhaustion, huddle around a massive table. Their voices are a low, urgent murmur, a frantic counterpoint to the thunder of the shells above. They move with a nervous energy, their movements sharp and erratic, a dance of impending doom. They are ghosts haunting a concrete crypt, clinging to the fiction of command. He is here, but he is a shadow of his former self. We see only his silhouette, stooped and frail, cast long and distorted against the bare concrete wall. His presence still commands the room, but it is a command born of fear, not loyalty. We see his hands, trembling uncontrollably, whether from illness or from the sheer weight of his catastrophic failure. They twitch and shake as they hover over maps, tracing lines that no longer represent fronts. But the ever-tightening noose of the Soviet the Reich, once stretching across a continent, is now reduced to a few blocks of a dying city, a red circle on a piece of paper. Papers are scattered everywhere, a chaotic blizzard of reports, orders, and desperate memos. A half-eaten meal sits forgotten on a plate. The ventilation system hums a monotonous, oppressive tune, struggling to circulate the suffocating air. Every so often, a more violent explosion hits closer, shaking the bunker with a terrifying shudder. Dust and debris rain down from the ceiling, a gritty reminder of the world being pulverized just a few meters above their heads. The lights flicker violently, plunging the room into momentary darkness, a terrifying preview of the final blackout to come. In these moments of darkness, panic flashes in the eyes of his generals. They are trapped, not just in this bunker, but in the consequences of their own making. The maps on the table are a lie. The phantom armies they command exist only on paper. The pins they move represent divisions that have long since been annihilated. It's a desperate game of make-believe, a final pathetic attempt to deny the crushing reality that is breaking down the door. The entire apparatus of a monstrous state has been compressed into this suffocating space, where it is now imploding under the pressure of its own collapse. The end is not a single dramatic moment. It is a slow, grinding decay. It is the steady rumble of approaching tanks, the dimming of the lights, the growing panic in the eyes of men who once believed they were masters of the world. It is the quiet rustle of a trembling hand across a map, redrawing the boundaries of a kingdom that no longer exists. Down here, in the final hours, history holds its breath. The silence between the explosions is more terrifying than the noise itself, filled with the unspoken acknowledgement that the nightmare they unleashed upon the world has finally come home to consume them. The bunker has become their sarcophagus.